People will always find a way to connect and communicate, no matter what circumstances they're in, or what tools they're given. Let's say you're playing a multiplayer game. It either has no voice chat, or you've chosen not to use your voice. In cases like those, your only method of communicating is the moveset given to you. In a way, the hardware you're using and the skill set you've been given with it becomes its own language. A character's moves and voice clips can be used however you want. You could look at two people facing off in a fighting game and call it a sort of conversation. Some games have emotes to clearly signify emotions. Giving the players set phrases to use is super straightforward. In a shooter, the simple gesture of making your character repeatedly crouch over a fallen enemy can be the ultimate sign of disrespect. These limited scopes of conveyance in games can be fun to figure out and learn. Sometimes they might be frustrating when you have no clue what the other player is trying to say. Multiplayer games are shared experiences, and they can be incredibly special. In those moments, we're connecting and communicating with each other in fun and unique ways. Welcome to Games for Healing, a web series where we look at games that get us feeling and thinking. Journey is a game about human connection, one that you'll share with anonymous strangers. The online multiplayer aspect is so important that it's free to play the game online on PlayStation. No PS Plus subscription required. You buy the game and you're set to go. It came out back in 2012 on PS3. Since then it's released on PS4, Windows, and iOS. Despite being an online multiplayer game, it's entirely playable in single player. You'll get through it by yourself perfectly fine. You'll need to play with others to get all of the achievements though. There's no sense of competition or anything. Players can't get in each other's way, and their cooperation isn't required for progression. Having more than one person covering ground can make progression go a bit faster, but that's about it. The story here is told without any words or dialogue. You're a robed figure with a mountain in front of them. Your goal is to make your way to it and reach the top. Why climb it? Because it's there. It's a mysterious sight. Between the split peaks of the mountain is a light. At the beginning, we see what appears to be a shooting star fly out of it. The mountain will be visible in the distance on multiple occasions throughout the game, just a reminder of your ultimate destination. During this adventure, you'll come across the remnants of what seems to be an ancient civilization, slowly being lost to the sand and the sands of time. The downfall possibly being caused by war and the creation of automaton weapons. Your character will have visions of a large white-robed figure in a room. The room will have art on its walls that mirror your adventure. A neat detail that I enjoyed is that this art changes based on whether or not you're playing with someone. If you're by yourself, you'll just see one cloaked figure, but if you're playing with someone else, you'll have two. The story can be interpreted in many ways. It's ambiguous enough to leave a constant sense of mystery and wonder. The player has the ability to move and control the camera. The robed figures that we play as have magical scarves that allow them to temporarily fly. The scarf visually acts as a meter for how much charge your flight has. Glowing runes will show you how full it is. Once there's no longer any glow, you can't fly anymore until you charge it up again. You can charge the scarf in a variety of ways, the easiest way being just standing next to another player. You can collect these little glowing secret runes that are hidden throughout the game's levels. Finding them will increase the length of your scarf, giving you increased airtime. There's only a small handful of enemies in the game. If they touch you, you won't die, but you will get a chunk of your precious scarf shredded off. During the journey, you're likely to meet other players. Player characters are called companions. Your only way of communicating with them is with a single button that lets out what's called a chirp. Chirping is like singing. When you do it, the note will always be in tune with the background music. The duration of your singing is based on how long you hold the button. Not only will you use chirping to interact with companions, you'll also be using it to interact with the game world itself. Singing near objects like dull pieces of fabric will transform them into a radiant red color. This will often be necessary for progression. You can communicate with other players however you like. The chirps can be used in a bunch of ways. Maybe you'll use it as a hello. You might get separated from your companion, and upon being reunited, you'll happily sing rapidly to each other. You could use it as a "come over here, there's something cool," or as a "I'm over here." If you are really smart, you could probably use Morse code with it. Going idle or pressing a certain button will cause your character to start meditating. Some players might decide to just chill together and enjoy the scenery. All of the sights in Journey could easily be screensavers. A creative way of communicating that I read a story about is walking through the snow to draw a heart for the other person. That's pretty wholesome. So, what kind of companions will you meet? Somebody doing a first playthrough? A speedrunner? A role player? A guide? A doofus? Somebody who totally ignores you? Somebody who clings to your side? You never know what kind of companion you're going to get. While playing, I found myself thinking, what kind of person is this? You never really know. All that matters is that in this moment, you're sharing an experience. You're going on the journey together. It's likely that you'll end up caring about these other people. It's sad to see them go. At the end of your quest, you'll get a reminder that these are in fact real human beings. Once the credits have finished rolling, you'll get to see the usernames of all the companions you met along the way. Maybe you could send them a message and make friends. I've read tales of people playing Journey without even knowing that it's a multiplayer game. They assumed the companions were AI and were shocked at the end to see usernames. I played through Journey twice, and along my travels I met 5 other players. I'm sure I would have met more if I was playing the game back when it came out. It's not as active as it used to be, but there are still dedicated fans and people trying it for the first time. The first person I met was just doing their own thing and ignoring me. They seemed focused on going on ahead and finding secrets quickly. I tried to follow them. The second person seemed oddly fixated on trying to climb unclimbable walls. Maybe they were trying to find glitches. The third tagged along with me for a while, but randomly walked off a bridge. I didn't see them again after that. The fourth did their own thing regardless of my presence, much like the first person. The fifth person gave me what I considered my true Journey experience. Once we met, they stuck with me until the very end. This person was a white robe. To get the white robe, you have to find every hidden scarf upgrade in the game. So if you ever get paired with someone with a white robe, chances are that they've beaten the game plenty of times and know the game inside and out. Unlike the other people I played with, this person was very responsive to my singing and was showing me lots of hard to find scarf upgrades. They seemed to know how to get around all the enemies too. It felt like I had a tour guide, or a friend who's a seasoned traveler. This made my second Journey playthrough even better than the first one, so I'm glad I didn't stop after beating it just once. Journey is a short game, lasting 2 to 3 hours in length. It's very replayable not only for its brevity, but also because the people you meet along the way will make each playthrough unique. As long as there's a player base, you'll be getting a somewhat different experience every time. The developers even encourage you to play the game more than once by having an achievement where you take a 1-week break before playing again. The art style and graphics are very pretty. The world is meant to make you feel small and instill a sense of wonder. It takes inspiration from several real-world cultures. The music is dynamic and beautiful. It's written like one long emotional arc. A detail I like is that the player character is represented by the cello, and when other players meet you, harps and viola are seamlessly added to the music. Journey is a very simple and relaxing game. It's by no means difficult or demanding. It's a treat for the senses with its visuals and audio. Considering that and its short length, I'd definitely recommend giving it a try. It doesn't require much skill or investment. It's something that you can easily pick up and give a go if you've got a bit of free time to relax. Some people might call it nothing but a walking simulator, or they might be annoyed by the movement speed, but that's really grossly undermining the experience. It really does have a magical quality to it, especially if you can find the right companions. That game company did an exceptional job here. Why not go on a journey yourself? In this game or in any game. I wonder what yours will be like and what kind of people you'll connect with. Until next time, I'll see you later. Stay strong out there.